Chloe Kelly, thank you for joining talkSPORT.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. We're going to go straight into it. So now the dust has settled from your first game against Haiti, what are your takeaways from it now? You can all look at it with maybe a little bit of less emotion around it.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's important that we got the 3 points on the day. And first game in tournaments are always difficult. And you see that with all the other games that have been played so far. But I think credit to Haiti. They were a great side and difficult to play against too.
Yeah, and, in terms of that expectation, it's a big thing now. I think fans, media alike, probably unrealistically at times, are expecting you to go and beat every team you play 4-5-0. So in terms of you personally and as a squad, how are you dealing with that?
I think block out the outside, really, for me. I think it's important that we stick to our bubble and what we have within, because those messages are really positive. And I think the quality in this tournament has been amazing. There's not been loads of high-scoring games, which shows the women's game have come so far, and I think that's great for everyone. And yeah, I think we're really excited for the next game, and I think it's just been positive vibes in the camp.
Love that. And in terms of that improvement with the game as a whole, it's something I've probably noticed as well. So do you think that gap, between the big nations like the Lionesses, the USA, and maybe, the ones like Haiti and Portugal that are, playing in the World Cup for the first time, is that gap closing?
Yeah, definitely. But I think it's great. It's great for everyone. I think the games are very competitive, and I think as a fan, I would love to be watching the games, and I have been watching a few of the games too. I think it's really exciting for everyone when it's the close-scoring games, and it's between a toss-up between both sides. And I think it's great for as a fan watching on. England fans maybe not, because we want to win by loads. But yeah, I think as a fan watching on to this tournament, it's been great to see the scorelines.
Yeah, and you've moved to Terragal now. You had a fantastic welcome at the Central Coast Stadium. The Don Kinjung group, welcoming you, the smoke ceremony. Just when you're going through things like that, how amazing is it? And even like being emotional and going all the way back to where you've come from, how you started to football, to now being halfway around the world and getting a welcome like that. How amazing is it? Is it emotional?
Yeah, I think it's amazing to see so many people out today to support us in our training session with City shirts on and England shirts on.
There's a few Man United shirts as well,
Yeah, we weren't mentioning that, Paul. I think it's just great to see how far the women's game has come, I think, and being so far away from home, but they're making us feel so welcome in their country. And I think to see the Aboriginal culture and learn of the Aboriginal culture is really important to us, that we do learn of it.
Love it. And, looking forward now to Denmark, there's players you'll know very well in there from the WSL, Harder, Sorensen, Saveke, that, Chelsea, Everton. But in terms of, what you want to improve on and what you think they will offer in the game, what have you been working on this week?
Yeah, I think in today's session it was great to do a load of finishing, as everyone's seen in the open session. I think it's always great to get back on the training pitch after a game and be able to just be with the girls on the pitch and learning, of course. I think asking questions and being together as a group is really important. But I think going into this game, it's just positivity, and we'll get back on the training pitch tomorrow.
And I'm interested to know your thoughts of the fact that this tournament's slightly later, because I always found when I'm playing that the shooting is almost the last thing to come. You can feel really fit, but is it just literally about getting all that repetition in like you did today? I must admit, I noticed that you did quite a lot after training, after the main session. So do you think that layoff in between the WSL finishing and the tournament being a bit later has maybe not just affected, the Lionesses personally, but everyone a little bit, because it's such a big gap?
I think it's about connections, like being able to connect with the front three, for example. And I think not peaking too early. I think there hasn't been loads of goals in this tournament, no, but I think we're working in training and we're working hard together. And we've got so many goals in this group. Look at Rachel Daly, Golden Boot this season, Alessia scoring so many goals. I think it's important that we stick to what we are and not getting too carried away with ourselves and not listening to the outside maybe of, there's not a lot of goals. No, it's fine. Like, we're okay because we believe and we trust the process.
And do you think within that process there will be a moment, whether it comes on Friday, whether it comes against China, something will click? And as footballers at times, you don't know why and you don't know when it's going to come, but when it clicks, it's going to be real good to watch.
Yeah, of course. I think in training you see that all the time. I think some of the practices, you just like, sometimes I just look and I'm like, wow, like we have so many great players in this team, and I think it's great to watch sometimes as a player, just seeing other players doing so well. I think that's great as a player, and I think that just builds confidence within the group.
And Chloe, I know you're big on family, you're very close to your family, so it's been a while now since you've been in camp. I know you're going to be focused on everything you need to be focused on, but also is that, one of the difficult parts of the game, being away from your family?
Yeah, of course. And I had a little nephew born last week. Was it a week ago? Oh, I'm lost with the days.
No one knows what day it is now.
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago, a week ago, and I felt a little bit homesick that day because he was born and everyone was with the family, but I was trying to FaceTime as much as I could. And yeah, I'm missing my dogs a little bit, but we've always got FaceTime and I can speak to them, and I think it's really important. I've got my family over here now. My brother and my dad is here. So I think most of us have got our families near, so we've got a lot of family time, but also we have a little blackout window where we can speak to our family, and I think that's really important for us because we all want to feel back at home.
You took the words out of my mouth. So in terms of your family being over, does that, when they're coming, does that give you a boost?
Yeah, definitely. I think seeing smiles on their faces in the stands, that makes me feel so good, and yeah, the pride that they have is amazing to feel.